Micah chapter 7 and verse 15. As in the days when you came out of Egypt, I will show them many wonders. Nations will see and be ashamed, deprived of all their power. They will put their hands over their mouths, and their ears will become deaf. They will lick dust like a snake, like creatures that crawl on the ground. They will come trembling out of their dens. They will turn in fear to Yahweh our God, and will be afraid of you. The divine plan of the ages framed by the divine will. Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 3. By faith we understand that the ages were set in order by the word of God, in order that not out of things appearing, the things being seen to have happened. So set in order by the word of God, to arrange, to adjust, so thoroughly adjusted by God's command. The ages of human history have not fallen out by chance, but have unfolded according to God's predetermined plan. His providence has thoroughly adjusted the course of history, in order that not out of things appearing, the things being seen to have happened, or that not from things then manifested, the things now seen have come to pass. We must never judge by the appearance of things. Present appearances, however unfavourable to the outworking of God's purpose, can never stop that purpose. Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 2. But in these last days he spoke to us by means of our Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and on account of whom also he made the ages. The word made can mean to constitute, on account of whom also he constituted the ages. From the beginning God proposed to send forth his Son, and consequently the ages have revolved around his purpose in Jesus Christ. A quick overview of the timeline chart will assist us in getting an overall picture. The top chart shows the time frame from the beginning of creation through the time of the flood, then of the Jewish sovereignty in the Holy Land, then that of the Gentiles starting at the Roman overthrow of Jerusalem in 70 AD. So biblical history begins around 4000 BC. This can be classed as year 0. 6,000 years later will be the second coming of Jesus. So the return of Christ occurs 6,000 years from 4000 BC, which leads to the millennium lasting around another 1,000 years. The bottom chart starts at the return of Christ and ends at the end of the millennium. What we will look at is the period of 50 years at the far left before the millennium, but after Christ's return. Micah chapter 7 and verse 15. As in the days of thy coming forth out of the land of Egypt, will I show him wonders. As in the days when you came out of the land of Egypt, I will show them marvellous things. First reading was from Rotherham's Emphasized Bible, and the second reading is from the Revised Standard Version. While this is clearly a reference to the miracles performed by Yahweh in the wilderness on Israel's behalf, and as an assurance that similar miracles will be seen again during the second exodus of Israel, the inference is that these marvellous things will span a similar period of 40 years, as the context deals with Israel being used as Yahweh's weapon of war against the nations. It is reasonable to conclude that these wars will also span a period of approximately 40 years.